Veterinarians.org offers objective advice, expert information, and helpful tools to answer your pet questions. And today we are going to get some pet safety advice for the colder weather and also the holiday season. And joining me is Jamie Freyer, a vet with a wide range of experience from animal clinical practice to working with industry professionals. Hello, welcome.
Hi, thank you.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good, thank you. Okay, so let's dive in. I know that the website offers so much information and people have an opportunity to chat with a professional. So I'm so thrilled that you're joining me today to kind of give us some advice. So we're about to roll into the colder temperature, and of course, different people have their pets and they want to keep them safe. So can you start off by sharing a couple of top pet tips when it comes to the colder weather?
Well, a few things that people should know. If you think about it, if it's too cold for you outside, it's probably too cold for your pet. So it's important to make sure that they have shelter. Ideally, bring them inside during the cold temperatures. And if not, if they have maybe a doghouse or something outside, make sure that there's a curtain or something to block the most of the wind. Salt can also be an issue if they salt the roads where you live. Salt can be damaging to the skin, and it can also be irritating if the dog licks it, can be upsetting to the GI tract. So make sure that if your dog encounters road salt, to wash their paws off with warm water before letting them free.
Yes. And what do you think about the clothing? I mean, I know that there's different fashions that people like to put on their pets, but there are also
Sure.
like little mittens and scarves and things like that. Does that really help and play a role in keeping them warm?
It really can, especially with those shorter coated dogs, like the bully types, or beagles, things like that. They don't have a lot of insulation, so they do need that extra protection from the cold sometimes. So sweaters or and booties can also be great too if there's snow or ice on the ground.
Okay. And are there any animals in particular that may thrive in the cold weather, that they actually appreciate being outside?
Well, there are some of the dogs with longer coats certainly seem to enjoy the weather. I have Shelties myself, and they really enjoy when it snows. They like to play outside. I think that dogs like the Malamute and Husky and breeds like that, they tend to enjoy the cold weather a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And what about, okay, so holiday season is happening, and so people are decorating, and there's so much more stuff right around the house and kind of in the path of the way an animal may travel normally. So how can people just really try to keep their home hazard free?
Um, well, there's a lot of like you said, a lot of extra things that we bring into the house around the holidays. Plants can be a big thing. It's very important to know as far as toxicities, what you're bringing into your house plant wise. So things like lilies, mistletoe, holly berries can be very toxic to pets. I'm sure we've all heard the story about poinsettias not being good for pets. They can cause some GI upset. And the Christmas tree as well can be a little bit of a hindrance for pets. The pine needles can be actually, they're very sharp. And so they can be damaging to a pet's throat or stomach if they're swallowed. The tree water is not good for them. It can be full of bacteria. Things like lights and tinsel, if they're eaten, they can cause foreign bodies and issues in the GI tract as well. So definitely things that we need to be careful of. I know in my house, when I have younger dogs, and we usually put a fence around the tree because we know that they'll get to it otherwise, and it's best to keep them away from it.
Yes, and of course, the best thing about the holiday season is the food. So there will be
Mhm.
new food options kind of rolling in over the holiday that maybe people don't typically eat throughout the year. And of
Sure.
course, you have your little doggy, the kids like to feed and share with their animals. What food safety tips do you have when it comes to some of these items that we may eat over the holiday season?
Yeah, a lot of the things that we eat are just going to be too much for our pets. So, one thing that we see a lot after the holidays is a disorder called pancreatitis,
Mm,
where the pancreas gets inflamed and irritated, and that comes from having too much rich food. So, really, the majority of things that we can feed that are safe for dogs are going to be things before you cook them. So, raw green beans and raw carrots,
hmm.
apples, sweet potato without, brown sugar or the marshmallows or any of the things that people like to
Yeah.
add. And keep away from things like grapes, um, onions, garlic, and sweets in general, and especially chocolate. If we have chocolate desserts, we want to keep those away from our dogs.
Absolutely. Well, that was some really great advice and tips. Thank you so much, Jamie. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, take care.
Thanks, you too.
And if you would like more information, get some advice, some tips from experts, you can actually go to veterinarian.org for more information. We'll have their website listed below, and we'll be right back.